What's up, guys? Welcome to the New England Patriots defensive ebook. This is something that I'm putting out there because it's extremely necessary after the most recent patch. It killed most of the blitzes. Anything that really had anything to do with a contain, it made it pretty much broken. There's small fixes you can do to make the blitzes work again, and I'll have some of those in this ebook, as well as some original stuff that I personally haven't seen online yet. So if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments. If you're watching this on my website, all you have to do is click the title of the video that's embedded on the page that you're looking at, and that'll take you directly to YouTube. At that point, you can just leave your comments, ask any questions you'd like, as well as check the description for all the setups to these blitzes and max coverages. So thanks again for your support, and let's get right into the first formation. Okay, guys, the first formation is going to be the nickel 3-3-5 odd. This was one of the most popular formations in the game prior to the patch. The patch did break it in some regards. We have to change some things up to get the pressure working again. So what we're going to do for the personnel is have our fastest corner back here. That is not a good cover corner. So someone who's a little bit further down the depth chart, you don't want to have your best coverage guys here just because he's fast. So if, like, for instance, your number one corner is 94 speed and your number 5 cornerback is 95 speed, put the number 5 there. Pretty common sense, but you'd be surprised. Middle linebacker, you need to have good speed here. This is the guy who's going to be coming free most of the time now. It used to be the cornerback, I feel like, coming in more often, but now it's this guy. It's the middle linebacker. So everything else is self-explanatory as far as block shed and good coverage on the field. The play is going to be LB cross 3 show 2, and I have 3 different setups for this specific play. So what I'm going to do is go against spread. Yes, I know you're not going to see spread online. The whole purpose is just to show how it comes in versus an offensive line, no blocked running back. So let's go ahead and just pick a random play. And the first setup here is what I call LB cross 3 passive pressure. So let's set it up and then I'll explain it. We're going to do base a line, shift your line to the left, crash down, hook zone this guy. He's going to be your user, and then you can adjust the coverage however you please. I recommend re-hooking your safety and then cloud flat your guys, and you can actually move this guy out, and that'll play out there better. So passive pressure basically means, at least to me, we're sending 3 or 4, and we're getting good pressure. The reason this is going to be good pressure is because this linebacker is going to come free against just 5, 40 to 50% of the time. So we have about a coin flip's chance of coming in free right now. So let's see what happens. Right here, the left guard does not double team the D tackle like we want him to. But at the end of the day, my mindset on this play is, by the way, you do not have to press if you don't want to for this specific setup. So shift left, crash down, hook zone, rehook your safety, and there's your setup. My mindset on this is a lot of teams, or in general, send 4 every single time because 4 is like the standard pass rush. So if we have a chance of getting 1 free, sending 4, even if it's 40 to 50% of the time, you're doing good. So see what happens. He went all the way around. He made that a lot more difficult than he needed to. Base a line, shift left, crash down, and we are set up. Like I said, check the description for all the setups. D tackle got a really nice pass rush there. Sometimes that's going to happen. He's going to get like a lot of push because the left guard and center kind of have a difficult exchange, and that's going to happen sometimes too. Okay, run it one more time, then I'll get into the other setups. There is the pressure. So that's going to happen, like I said, about half the time. So this next setup is actually going to get right into the actual fix of the blitz that everybody used to love and use. So what we're going to do is, this is 5-man pressure. It's pretty much the same thing as it used to be, but slightly different. You're going to base a line, press, shift your line to the right, crash them down, blitz your slot cornerback, hook this guy, and contain. As far as the safety in the right of screen outside linebacker, do whatever you want. Put him in, cloud flat and rehook him or whatever. You can bring this safety down. Whatever you feel like doing. This is going to be the new setup as far as getting that linebacker or that cornerback free. Base align, press, shift right, crash down, blitz your slot cornerback, hook this guy, and contain. See what happens? There's the pressure. So let me explain why this is working now as opposed to why it wasn't working after the patch. So what's happening here is we still get the defensive tackle to occupy the center, and we still create a 3-on-2 scenario over here. But the main thing that makes it happen is this guy. Him being in a contain is going to occupy that left tackle every single time, which means that left guard has to take that cornerback. That means we have the linebacker coming free, and no, this right guard is not going to be able to have the speed to get over there and block him. So that's why it works. Run it one more time. Then I'm going to get into the last setup. Base align, press, shift right, crash down, and then contain. Comes in really quickly. So the question is, does a blocked running back pick this up? Well, let's take a look. Come out into a formation that has like a doubles Y off Pats. And then we'll do inside cross. There's already a blocked running back. So back into the play. Base align, press, shift right, crash down, blitz your slot cornerback, hook, and then contain. Let's see if this picks it up. That's not going to happen every single time. I promise. Do it again. Snap the ball, and the running back does pick it up. So they didn't even need to ID the mic. They just blocked the running back on the same side. It's going to pick it up. So here's the good news. When they're blocking 6, it picks up your 5-man pressure. We can still get a +1 advantage by doing this. Base align, press, shift right, crash down. I'm sorry. I was doing the same setup for this 5-man pressure. We'll run it one more time. Then I'll get into the 6-man pressure, which will come in against the blocked running back. So right there, they pick up the pressure by blocking a running back. And that's what they're going to have to do. You're going to force them into blocking a running back. Then you can mix in your coverages, and it'll be very complicated for them. So this is the 6-man pressure. As soon as they start blocking a running back, you can do this setup, and it's still going to come in. So you're going to base align. You have the option to press. If you want to make everything look the same, I recommend pressing. Shift right, and then blitz your right of screen outside linebacker. Once you do that, you're going to adjust your cover. You bring your safeties down. And then I'd put the slot cornerback in a hook, and then I would use her this safety. This is going to come in versus, just 6. The linebacker got caught up. I'll run it again. One of those looping linebackers is going to come in. Shift right. Blitz your right of screen outside linebacker. Hook zone the slot. You're giving up the flats, but they're blocking 6, and the pressure is going to come in. There you go. So that's how you get your +1 advantage if they start blocking a running back. The counter to this is, of course, max protect on offense. Base align, shift right, blitz your right of screen outside linebacker. And let's see what happens. Let's see if it picks up the pressure. It does pick up the pressure, but it's going to be easy to read 3 routes on the field. So there's a counter to everything on offense, but you can really mix in all 3 of these, including the passive pressure, and you have really good success. And then what I'm going to show you, I'll just do it right now. I'll make this one continuous clip. Make it very simple. I'll show you how to do the Tampa 2 setup, which is very good to mix in. It's going to really confuse your opponent. So LB cross 0 is what we're going to use for Tampa 2. And this is something that takes practice. It definitely takes practice. But it's going to be the exact same setup as the 5-man pressure. So base align, press, and then we're going to shift right, crash down, blitz your slot cornerback, and contain. That's how you set up the actual pressure. And then we need to fix this so it's a Tampa 2 shell. This gets very quick once you've done it a lot, but you really have to get used to the quick adjustments. So you're going to do Y, Y, X, down on the D-pad, Y, Y, B, down on the D-pad. That's going to put your guys in cloud flats. You're going to do Y, Y, LB, up on the D-pad for deep half, Y, Y, A, up on the D-pad. And that's going to put him in a deep half. And then we're going to put RB, RB, A in a hook zone. I know it sounds complicated. It becomes muscle memory once you do it quite a few times. So this is going to come in versus just 5. What I recommend doing on this is really kind of committing deep. You have to commit deep because you don't have a deep blue. If you really want, you can do this and then use her in the middle here. But just keep in mind, if there's anything like if Y's on a slant, he's going to have you beat immediately. So just keep that in mind. Be creative with how you do it. Just be ready for the deep ball, though. Good chip by the right guard. He actually made a good play. I'll do this one more time. Base of line. Shift right. Sorry, press as well. You're going to crash down. Blitz your slot cornerback. Contain. And there is your setup. Oh, my bad. Forgot the other safety. There we go. Boom, here's the pressure. He's got to block a running back. You don't have to worry about the flats if he's going to be blocking his running back. So that was the setups for all of 3-3-5 odd. Actually, I just want to show you one more thing. Sorry, guys. I know this is one continuous clip, but it's going to be, I feel like it's better than breaking it all up into separate clips for each setup. You want to mix in cover 4 drop. No, this is not good pressure. But I recommend shifting your line right, make everything look identical. And then, you know, just act like you're sending the heat. And then, boom, here's the cover 4 shell. And we have contains on the outside. Just be ready if he tries to break out of the pocket. He can't get out. He can't get out wide, but he can squeeze through the A gaps with his quarterback. So just be careful and be ready for that. And let's move right into the next formation. Next formation is going to be the 3-4 odd, and this is one of my favorite formations right now. It's actually been one of my favorites all year, but especially after the patch. So what I'm going to do first is show you, for those of you who never had my Chiefs defensive ebook, I'm going to show you how to do the universal A-gap look out of 3-4 odd, and this is something that you can use for pretty much any play out of this formation to get pressure. So what you can pick, like I said, anything. Tampa 2, cover 3 sky, pinch dog 3, cover 3 cloud. You can really just mix it up. So what I'm going to do is show you my favorite cover 4 Mike. And then, like I said, this is the same for everything. So you're going to shift your line to the right, base a line, spread your linebackers, show blitz. That's going to bring your linebackers up into the A-gap. Sorry, you're going to actually blitz all. So RB down on the right stick. Remember, the setups are in the description. You're going to hook zone, and then you're going to contain. So the reason I like this so much is you're protecting deep. The ball has to get out of their hands very quickly. And you're going to get probably double-edged pressure unless they block 7. So see what happens. Boom, here comes pressure off the edge. We get 2 free against 5, sending 6. So shift your line right, blitz your linebackers, base line, spread your linebackers, and show blitz. That should bring everybody down, and then contain. So right here, we didn't get the double edge, but we're still going to get 1 free. That's just basic math. We're sending 6. 1's going to come free. So I'll do it again. Shift your line right, blitz all your linebackers, base and line, spread your linebackers, and show blitz. That's going to bring your linebackers down. And then we're going to contain and then hook zone. Here comes a double edge. That's exactly what we want. They have to block a running back. Even if they do, one's coming in. If they block the tight end, it will pick up this pressure, but they'll only have a few routes. So they better have like a smart routed out route or something if they want to beat this coverage. But for instance, you know, let's say you mix in pinch dog 2 press. So you keep using the cover 4, and they might beat you with, let's say, a smart routed out route to get the first down. Well, that's fine. All we're going to do here is use cover 2. And that smart routed out route is going to be taken away. So be smart with how you do these coverages. And let's move right into the other blitzes out of this formation. So now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about 5-man pressure out of that same universal A-gap look I just showed you. And we're going to start off by using cover 4 Mike. And we're going to go against just a spread set just to show you versus 5 blockers. So remember the same look to get the double A-gap. If you're not going to blitz all your linebackers, you basically skip that step. So you do shift your defensive line left, base line, spread your linebackers, and show blitz. That's should bring both those linebackers down. Cool, he finally came. After that, what you're going to do is crash your D-line up, blitz your right of screen outside linebacker, and then what you're going to do is contain and then use this guy. You don't have to leave this guy on a seam flat. You can put him on like a hook if you want to defend the middle. But this is going to be 5-man pressure. Here it comes. One of those guys is coming off the edge. So like I said, shift your line right, base a line, spread your linebacker, show blitz. And then you're going to crash your D-line up, blitz your right of screen outside linebacker, and contain. And that's how it's going to look. Don't know why he got picked up that time. Do it again. Crash up, blitz your linebacker, and contain. Here it comes. He passes off, and that's why he comes free. I think it works without using contain. I'll show you. Crash up, blitz. Put this guy in a hook as well. Should still come in. Didn't come in that time. The contain is what makes it a higher success rate. It's like an 80 or 90% success rate when you do that versus 5 blockers. Do it one last time for you guys. Then we'll move on to the next blitz. The next one is 100% success versus 5. Here he comes. That is exactly what we want. We're sending 5, getting 1 free. This next blitz is going to be Will Buck 3 press out of 3-4 odd. And it's something that is very similar to the cover 4 Mike I just showed you. It's a 5-man. You do get pressure off the left edge, and it's very easy to set up. So go against spread. Block running back will pick this up. You're going to shift your line to the right, base a line, spread your linebackers, show blitz. That brings your linebackers down. You're going to crash your D-line up, and you're going to contain. After you do that, that's all you have to do. There's the pressure off the left edge. That's going to happen about 90% of the time. Happens a vast majority of the time. Just sometimes you get a really weird angle and it won't come in, but it's designed to come in. So boom. Got 2 in that time because the left tackle had no idea what he was doing. Shift your D-line right, base a line, spread your linebacker, show blitz, crash your D-line up, and then contain. And that's all you have to do. Here comes the pressure. Boom, get the sack. So that's the setup for Will Buck 3 press. Let's get into the next blitz. Okay, guys, the last blitz out of this formation is going to be cross 3 fire, which is very similar to the LB cross 3 that we already went over. It's just the same kind of concept. I do have a few things to explain about this. First, it's not 100% blitz. Do not count on this coming in 100% of the time. I've ran it 20 times before I started filming this clip. It came in 16 times. So that's about 80%. Actually, it is 80%. So don't count on it coming in every single time. It is good against the run, and it does come in more often than not. So keep that in mind. So base a line, pinch your linebackers, and then blitz your left of screen outside linebacker, and then hook zone, and then do whatever you please with the coverage. So this is not a blitz I came up with. This is something that I've seen some pros running, and I kind of eyeballed it and see if I could get the exact setup. I'm not sure if this is the exact setup. There might be a setup that gets it in 100% of the time. I don't know post-patch. Post-patch, I mean, everything's ruined right now. So I'm trying my best to get you guys the best setups. But right now, this is the setup I know. If there is going to be a better setup for this specific play, I'll just post it on my YouTube channel on just for everybody, because this is something I feel like everybody should have. So go ahead and snap the ball. Here comes the pressure. Do it again. Sometimes the right guard will make a play on that. Baseline, pinch your linebackers, and blitz the left of screen outside linebacker. Once you do that, see what happens. Boom, here comes the pressure. So it's very simple. What I do recommend doing, since this is not a 100% blitz, is once you get this to come in a couple times, perhaps get him out of the pocket or even get some sacks, I recommend mixing in coverage. So just like the 3-3-5 odd, you want to mix in passive pressure. So do baseline. Sorry, got hiccups. Pinch your linebackers. And then you're going to rehook, hook zone, cloud flats. And we're sending 4. And no, we're not going to get one free. But the flats are now taken away on both sides. And we get decent pressure. So mix it in with passive pressure. And then you can, of course, mix in the Tampa 2 out of the same play. So you're going to baseline, pinch your linebackers, blitz the left of screen. Left of screen. And then you're going to hook zone. And then just put, all the Tampa 2. I don't know what just happened. I can't even do quick adjustments right now. Sorry, guys. Let me do it one more time. We're going to base a line, pinch your linebackers, and then you're going to blitz the left of screen, hook zone, and then put all your guys into Tampa 2 shell. Just like that. I already went over how to do that. And it's just very good pressure, and that just makes it very confusing for your opponent. So that's it for the 3-4 odd. We're going to move into the 3-4 solid. Okay, guys, this next formation, the 3-4 solid, is actually the most unique formation that I've come across in this year's game. It has my favorite max coverage, and then we also have symmetrical pressure we can set from the left or the right side, which is very, very, very convenient. So let's get right into it. Personnel-wise, we're going to put our most user-ready defensive end or D tackle right here. So Danielle Hunter, he's a perfect user player. He's going to be coming off the line, and we want to be able to user him at times. And then let's say the D tackle is really good that you had right here. You can keep him on the field by putting him at one of the end spots. Yes, Linval Joseph is going to stay on the field, so put him right here. So the play is going to be strike spy 2. Go against spread because I want to show the pressure. It's 4-man pressure and it comes clean versus 5 blockers. That's why I want to come out and spread. So what we're going to do for the max coverage is we're going to base a line, spread your D line, show blitz. That's going to take the defensive tackle off the line, which is very convenient. You can just move them around. Yes, there's a hole right there for like a inside zone, but I'll talk about that in a second. And then after this, you're going to hook zone X, deep blue Y, spy your D tackle right there. And once you do all of that, I would do over the top on the coverage. That's going to make your guys cloud flats and not soft squats. I do not recommend soft squats for max coverage. They don't play as well as the cloud flats. So the reason this coverage is so good is we more often than not get single blocking on both sides of the line of scrimmage. This guy will usually get single blocked because the left guard and the center are so worried about this guy coming in, the spy. This guy's going to get one-on-one pretty much every single time. And then this guy's going to get double teamed. Then everything else is covered. I mean, if you have 91 zones at the cloud flat positions, they can play the intermediate and the short very, very well. And then we're masking the deep part of the cover 2. So let's just show you. So boom, here comes the pressure, very quick for 3-man. Do it again, baseline, spread your D-line, show blitz. He's going to come off the line. And there we're already set up. It's very, very quick. Here we go. We actually got single blocking on the right from our D tackle, and well, he was technically defensive end, and our outside linebacker. Okay. Looks just like this last time. And then what I'm going to do is show you the pressure, which is really nice. The 4-man pressure. Just send the spy. So it's symmetrical. This 4-man pressure is going to be symmetrical, which is very convenient. So base a line, spread your D-line, show blitz. So it's the exact same look. At this point, we're going to crash our D-line up. And then we're going to blitz either one of the hooks you want. Pick and choose. If you want to set it from the right, go ahead, blitz this guy. You're going to middle third that guy, hook zone this guy, and then we're going to hook zone this guy. So we have a very good look on the field still, very good coverage. And we should get pressure right up the B gap if he doesn't trip. It's going to come in quite frequently. So base and line, spread your line, show blitz. Blitz whatever hook you want, and then just hook zone your guys. So, sorry, forgot to crash up on the D line. There's the pressure, 4-man pressure up the B gap. It works the same on the opposite side. So not spread your D. Well, you do need to spread your D line, but you also want to crash them up. And then you're going to blitz the left side guy. Middle third, hook, then hook. Sorry, we want him going to the left. And that should be your pressure. Here he comes, right up to B gap. So it's very convenient. You can send it from whatever side. If they keep blocking a running back to one side and IDing the other side, just keep flipping it. And you don't even have to send 4. If you just want to keep sending 3, I mean, to me, it's a really good max coverage. So, that's it for this play, and I have one more play out of this set. The last play out of this set is going to be clamp double go, which is the cover 3 blitz that we're going to be going over. We'll just go against spread again just to show you versus 5. It does get blocked by 6. We're going to base a line, spread your D line, and show blitz. That's all you have to do. So the good news is it's a very easy blitz to set up. The bad news is it's not 100%, and it does get picked up by 6. But I think it's a pretty good coverage out there. I mean, we're covering both flats. We can just do cloud flats. And then we want this guy to occupy the left tackle and the left guard. We want him to get double teamed so we can get this guy free off the edge. So let's see what happens. Doesn't happen. We get it off the other gap. Sometimes that's going to happen. Sometimes it's not going to happen all the time. Let's do it again. That's what we're looking for. That is exactly what we're looking for. Go to instant replay. And I'll talk about run defense in a second. So you see how the left guard and left tackle both occupy the left of screen defensive end? That's exactly what we want. Do it one more time, and then I'm going to talk about the run D. Since it's so easy to set up, I don't really need to talk about it too much. Boom. That's like picture perfect. It doesn't get better than that. So I want to talk to you about the run defense out of this set. This specific play is not a good run defense. I'm going to explain why. When we get this look and we take our defensive tackle off the line, any kind of shotgun runs to the inside are going to be wide open because he's going to get to the second level immediately because there's nobody there to contest the A gaps. When he's, down here, you can bring him down here and he can still contest the A gap if you want to do that. I just don't recommend it. What I'm going to do is show you how to play the run out of the other play, the strike spy 2. Just send that one more time. So this is just a mindset to have, and the strike spy 2 will stop the run. But I also want to show you, if they start using some kind of inside runs on you because they see the wide open taking the D tackle off the line. This is all you have to do. So let's do random run. So, base a line, get the same look. We'll play the max coverage. We'll do that. We'll play the max coverage. So what I recommend doing is cheating to the other side. So I don't know why this guy came up. Stay back there. Stay in your lane. You want to bring this guy over here because that's going to clog up the run to the left side. See what I'm saying? You're just adding an extra number. You don't have to do that, but I recommend doing it. So right here, for instance, I would bring this guy up into the A gap. In fact, I would actually put that other guy in a deep middle third and then bring this guy up and then play like this. Okay, guys, this next formation is going to be the 3-4 under. This formation, to me, doesn't work as well as it used to before the patch, but it still works. And there's a couple plays I've added to it that I haven't posted on YouTube before that are very solid. Before I get into it, though, I just want to say that I'm going to be including the nickel 3-3-5 wide formation for my last Chiefs defense. I'm going to be discontinuing that product because a lot of the blitzes don't work anymore. However, that entire formation works. I'm not going to refilm anything. I'm just going to essentially put it at the end of this video. So if you're wondering why it's like, I don't know, filmed on different days or something, that's why. It's two different products essentially. That's the only thing that works from that Chiefs, for the most part, from the Chiefs defense. So, okay, I'm rambling. 3-4 under. Have your speedy linebackers on the outside. And we're going to talk about outside linebacker strike 2 first. I posted this on YouTube. Pro players use this. I did not come up with it. But I just want to make it known that it is an option for you guys. You're going to be base aligning, spread your D-line, crash down, pinch your linebacker, show blitz. And then you're going to middle third this right side guy. And you can flip the play, by the way. If you flip the play, you would just put this guy in a deep blue. And then this guy would be your user. But in this case, we're sending it from the right. Contain. And this is a blitz that works better online than it does in practice mode. In practice mode, they don't align properly. Well, I mean, they do in a way, but you want that linebacker to be kind of on top of the defensive lineman. Then you're going to bring this user down and then kind of hover between the left guard and the center. And you should get one off the end free. It should be the linebacker that comes free. Right there, he didn't. Like I said, it does work better online than it does in practice mode. Make sure you show blitz, not press. There he goes. He took kind of a weird angle there. Baseline, spread your D-line, crash them down, pinch your linebackers. Like I said, guys, if you have any questions regarding these setups or when you should run these, let me know. I'm just trying to be time efficient here. But this is something that, like I said, is not as good as it was before the patch. It still works because the contains come from the linebackers, not from slot cornerbacks. So it still works, but it's just, it's just not as good. Fortunately, it is a good run defense. But, this is not something I'm going to be using, for most of the game. So that's outside linebacker strike. Let's move into the next blitz. Okay, guys, this next play is cover 3 buzz show 2, and this is very good passive pressure. We're only sending 4. It's a very easy setup. Does get blocked by 6. However, if we're gonna send 4, we may as well have a chance to get one free. So that's what this play does a good job at. So cover 3 buzz show 2, and we'll do stick and nod. Like I said, blocked by running back, so we're not bothering with that right now. Base line, and then we're going to crash the D line up and contain. That's all we're going to do. You have the option to change coverage however you like. You can show blitz. Just do one of those things, or both of them. Change cloud flats. That's all you have to do. And the whole goal here, and it doesn't happen every single time, but the goal is to get that left of screen defensive end to get caught on the left tackle. That's going to open up the lane for our blitzing linebacker. Crash them up. You can leave them without the contain if you want. Sometimes it comes in a little bit better. But I like the contain just in case they have a mobile quarterback. If they don't have a mobile quarterback, you don't need to contain. It's just preference. We just get really, really good pass rush here. Like, this play makes the offensive line do stupid things. Run it again. I'm surprised that linebacker hasn't come clean yet, but we're still getting good pass rush. Like I said, this doesn't come in every single time. I'm surprised it hasn't come in yet. The play actually works pretty well stock, and I'll show you that also. You can just mess with this as you please. The play is just pretty much good as is. See, he comes around that time amazingly when we just leave it the same. So I just base a line there, guys. Base a line, show blitz. And it's going to come in because you'll see if the left of screen defensive end, sometimes he gets double teamed by the left guard and left tackle. That's what makes it happen. But I still recommend doing the contains. Try it again. Boom, here we go, right around the edge. He's free, comes in a little slow, but it is passive pressure. It's not bad. We're only sending 4. So that's pretty much the play. I got one more for you guys, and then I'm going to add the nickel 3-3-5 wide to the end. And that'll be it, guys. So one more play out of this. Let's get into it. All right, guys. This is going to be the last play of 3-4 under, and it's going to be Mike Scrape 3 press. And we're going to run it flipped. Go against spread. It does get blocked by running back. I keep saying this because I don't want you guys being like, Ace, why are you running spread? Nobody uses spread. I get that, guys. I think it's pointless to show it getting picked up by a running back. So we're sending 5, getting 1 free against 5. So what we're going to do here is we're going to base a line, shift our line right, crash up, and contain. Then move this guy out to where he turns into a blitzer, not to contain. Once you do that, that's good to go. You can change the coverage how you please. I can't believe he got caught on the left guard or left tackle, whoever that was. One of those guys is coming. One of those linebackers is definitely coming. Shift right, crash up, contain. And here comes the left outside linebacker, left of screen outside linebacker. Baseline, shift right, crash up, contain, move this guy out. Sorry, guys, for those of you who are in sim leagues. I know you can't do that. Something's coming in, guys. Base a line, shift right, crash up, contain. Bring this guy out pretty far to about there. And here he comes, free off the edge. If he doesn't make it in, that linebacker will come. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like versus a blocked running back because it still sometimes comes in. It definitely slows it down. But the good thing is sometimes that looping linebacker still gets some good pressure. So let's go. Baseline, shift right, crash up, contain, move this guy out. Let's see what happens. Comes in. Looping linebacker will get there eventually once the left of screen outside linebacker does get picked up by the running back. So that's it for the 3-4 under. What I'm going to be doing is posting the nickel 3-3-5 wide at the end of this video. So what I'm going to do is take the time to thank you guys for all the support. I hope this defense helps. This is the best I could come up with in a short period of time after the patch. This took me a few days to come up with, and really feel like the 3-3-5 odd is much improved from what it was. Well, not much improved from what it was before the patch, but running the same setup after the patch was just a disaster. So, excuse me. I hope this helped. And like I said, check the description for Okay, guys, so this was the end of the 3-4 under. What I'm going to be doing is posting the nickel 3-3-5 wide right after this, but it's going to be from my previous Chiefs defensive guide. So I just want to take the time now to say thank you for all the support. I hope you guys enjoy this defensive scheme. I'm definitely sure it's going to improve many of you, especially for people who are struggling to cook up pressure after the patch. And like I said, drop any questions you might have. And I will see you guys later. Enjoy 3-3-5 wide. and I'll see you guys later. Okay, guys, this next formation is actually my favorite formation from last year, which is a nickel 3-3-5 wide. And it's something I pretty much ran exclusively last year. Unfortunately, it's not quite as good as last year. However, I've made some recent discoveries that make it usable. And the block sheds aren't as good as last year, but it's still a decent run defense just because of the base that we have. But what we're going to do is talk about the personnel real quick. We're going to want our fastest cornerback right here. He's going to be our blitzer. And then our fastest linebacker right here, he's also going to be a blitzer. There's different looks I'm going to show you guys. One is a little bit more difficult. It does take some kind of quick adjustments because you have to move somebody. You don't have to use it. You have the option to not use that setup, but I think it's a unique look. So you can use this out of the same setup out of cover 3 buzz, Tampa 2, and cover 4. I'm going to go over to cover 3 because it's my favorite. And I'm just going to go against, it doesn't really matter. Just do split close, HP wheel. And this first setup is the one that's difficult. You don't have to use this, up to you, but you can get B gap pressure this way. And it looks the same as the 3-3-5 odd out of the Patriots playbook, which a lot of people love. So you're going to baseline press. By the way, you don't have to press if you don't want to. The pressure will get there quicker if you press, but you don't have to. You're also going to spread your D-line, crash them left, blitz your slot cornerback, and then you're going to move this guy to about right here, and then just move this guy right here. If you look closely, you'll see that it's very similar to the 3-3-5 odd that the Patriots have that everybody loves to use. And we're also creating a 4-on-3 scenario on the left. This guy will take the center, and then the left guard and left tackle will have to pick between the slot corner and this blitzing linebacker. Make sure he's a little bit over, like right there, above the right shoulder of the left guard. So that's it. You can use her the safety. See what happens. Boom, here comes the linebacker. One of those is going to come in. Baseline press, crash right, move this guy, and then that's it. It's pretty quick once you get the setup down. But that's a difficult one. You'll see that you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Here comes the slot corner, and we get a really nice sack. Okay, one more time. Make sure he's far enough over. Right shoulder of the left guard. That's what you should be looking at. So he's in the perfect spot right now. You can adjust the flat zones however you please. Boom, here comes the pressure. So that is one way to look at this formation. However, you'll see you don't even need to move him if you don't want to. There's actually a couple things you can do. You can baseline press, and then you can just simply crash your D-line out and then blitz your slot cornerback. This should come in. This is one way to get it in. And your line stays pretty tight, so you don't have to worry about the inside shotgun runs. See what happens. Took a little bit for him to come around. He usually doesn't take that long to loop. I'll show you also real quick that you don't need to press if you don't want to. It just takes longer. Wow, left guard actually got way out there. That's surprising. Let's do that again. Here he comes, just takes longer. Another way you can set this up, you can still spread your line. You can just simply do baseline, press, spread your D line, crash them left, and then blitz the slot corner. That's still going to come in. And you don't have to worry about moving anybody. So if you're in a sim league, here's your setup. I mean, you don't have to move anybody. Still get that same heat. It's coming from the slot corner every single time, instead of an option between your slot corner and the linebacker. That's probably the best setup overall as far as getting pressure. But the most balanced is definitely moving the guy, because it's, to me, wow, I can't believe that got picked up. Is definitely moving the guy up, because it'll just play shotgun runs better. So recap between all of them. We're going to do baseline, press, spread your D-line, crash them left, blitz your slot corner, and then move this guy to the right shoulder of the left guard. And that's it. Here comes the slot corner. And then We can do baseline press, crash your D-line up. I contain on accident, but it might still come in. Contain will still work. You get a little bit better contain on the right side. Keeps the quarterback in the pocket if you're going to keep your D-line tight like that. Baseline press, spread, crash them left, and then blitz your corner. And you can do it this way as well. By the way, all the setups are in the description for those of you who, I don't know, struggle or don't want to watch the video again. So that's it for the blitzes out of this. Like I said, you can do it out of, show you can do it at Tampa too. Same exact thing. Baseline press, spread your D-line, crash them. And you'll see you can do the exact same thing. If you want, you can actually move this guy up. Boom. Same thing. Get the same pressure out of the Tampa 2. And then you can also do it out of like the cover 4. If you come out in cover 4, you have all three of them an option because you have cover 3 buzz right here and then Tampa 2. So that's it for the blitzes. Let's move into a coverage defense out of this formation. This next play is a play I used pretty much all last year, and it's 3 Sam Will blitz. It's a very good coverage defense. Unfortunately, it's not quite as good this year because of its inability to stop the run consistently. The block sheds aren't as good as last year, but it still works, and I use this all the time in the red zone. You see I have 600 call, well, 559, 6.3 yards allowed per play call. It's still good. I called this the tight end killer last year because all I would do is take away the tight end and focus on everything else. So 3 Sam Will blitz. And what we'll do is come out in like split close, HB wheel. Popular play. All you're going to do is press, and then you're going to zone out all your linebackers by hitting RB, then up on the right stick. You'll see that this linebacker goes to the same kind of area as the other outside linebacker. So you don't want that to happen. So in this case, what I'll do is I'll man up on the tight end, move him over here. After that, I'll get onto my safety, and then I'll change my flats to cloud flats. At this point, I don't worry about the tight end at all. If you just think about it logically, he's completely bracketed. There's a hook zone in front of him. There's a guy who's manned up on him, and there's a cloud flat and an outside third to his side. Yes, he can run up this. He could run up the seam, but he's not going to outrun my middle linebacker because there's not enough room. There's only 20 yards to go. So in this case, I completely focus on everything else. So like a post from X, for instance, which he is on a post right now, or maybe a post from B. That's all I focus on. So I'll actually use her as a safety in this case. And you'll see, boom, just take all that away. You don't even have to focus on the tight end at all. So you'll see what happens. One thing that does get open is the table route from the running back. He gets open immediately, and that's what people look for. And I'll show you how you can take that away out of the same play. I'll show you how I adjust. But everything else is mainly taken away. I mean, that he had a small window for that in route, for that dig actually. But that tight end, if you look at him, you'll see he's not going to get open. There's so much congestion over there. He's completely bracketed. So good way to take away the tight end and then focus on everything else. If he's not using his tight end a lot, you don't have to man up on the tight end. You can do, for instance, press, zone out, cloud flats, man up on the running back, and then keep in mind you have to play more of a middle third now because you don't have that man on your tight end to really mask that weakness if he goes up the seam. You have to be more aware of what's going up the seam at that point. So just keep that in mind. Also, what you can do to take away that table route, spread your D-line, by the way, zone out. You can do hard flats now. And then what you can do is man up on a tight end, move this guy out a little bit to take away any kind of breaking routes. Same over here, you can move that guy out too, and then play the post route. Boom. That wheel route got open for a second, but pressure will be there before it really gets open. So that's one adjustment against one play, just showing you guys how effective it is and how you can take things away. We'll do another play, so 3 Sam Will blitz. What we'll do now is come to another popular play, such as we'll do, how about PA post? And I'll actually run the PA post like other people run it. So you're going to press. You're going to zone out all your guys. And by the way, this doesn't shut down PA post completely, but it'll make things very difficult for him. At this point, you're going to want to, if you know PA post is coming, you're going to man up on A because you know that angled post route is something that you might not want to use, or you might want to use or something else. Spread your D line. And then you have two options here. You can hard flat or you can cloud flat. It's up to you. Just keep in mind, if you hard flat, you're really depending on this guy, the outside third, to defend the C route. If you don't believe in him that he can defend the C route, you're going to want cloud flats. So in this case, we're now conceding drag routes to an extent. We'll put RB on a drag, and they'll put B on a drag, and we'll move out. And you'll see that the angled post is going to get taken away. There's really not enough room for that in the first place down here in the end zone or in the red zone. But that's completely taken away. You don't even have to focus on the angled post route at that point. Once you man that guy up, let's say you don't even want to worry about the angled post route. You have faith that this middle third is going to take that angled post route away. Move him right here. You can now play hard flats, and then what you can do is man up on the tight end. So put the tight end on drag, and then put B on a drag. And then once you see, let me move this before I snap the ball. Once you see him move this guy and you know the PA post is coming, all you have to do is be ready for this drag. Everything else will be taken away. Oh, forgot to go onto my user defender. He would have taken the drag away. So that's basically, let me just do it again. That was really bad. Let me just do that again for you guys. So press, spread your D line, zone out all your guys, cloud flats, that'll take away the C route on the left, man up on the tight end, that'll take away the drag. Let me go onto this guy, I'll be ready to use her this time. And then drag both guys, motion this guy over. And then be ready for the drag. Jump on the drag. And hopefully that angled post route doesn't have enough. Oop, fucked up. Hopefully that angled post route doesn't have enough room for a touchdown. So that's just a couple examples on how to use this play to take certain things away. And that's it. Actually, no, one more thing I want to show you for 3-3-5 wide is how to play run defense. So let's get right into it. Okay, guys, this last thing we're going to talk about is the run defense out of this formation. And I use cover 4. I've actually posted a video on this on my channel already. Some of you guys might have seen it already. If you have, you don't need to watch this. If you haven't, I do recommend watching this because it is pretty good run defense, especially for outside runs. So cover 4, show 2. And we'll just do a random run. Now keep in mind this isn't that great against some heavy inside runs. So if they come out in 2 tight end, just keep in mind it's still nickel. But against 3 wide receiver sets and outside runs in general, it does a good job. So what you're going to do is baseline and press, shift your D-line to the right no matter what, even if the strong side is on the left. This is going to give us one-on-one block sheds. At this point, all you have to do is, change your flat zones to your preference and then move these safeties up a little bit and then be ready for the run. The shifting to the right, like I said, gives you really good block sheds. It puts them in a good situation. Cloud flats. Outside's going to be taken away. He's not going to be able to bounce that out to the left or to the outside. I'll run it a few more times. Don't need to show you guys this too much, but it does very good against outside runs. I might have to pick a couple just to show you that it's very hard to get outside. They just keep doing shotgun runs. And yes, it doesn't have the same look as our blitz and stuff. This is solely a run defense. If they're having success with you against, using the run, then you want to use this. A few more times. Right here, it's a very heavy formation that might be running to the outside, so we'll see. Just keep in mind if they run like a dive or something out of 3 tight end, you don't really want to be in this set. You see how the safety came up in run support. It is a very good outside run defense, but you don't want to come out in that against 3 tight end, because if they inside run on you, they could potentially get big gains.